Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. I am Moses Wartooth and I am here with
Justin Allen.
And we are ready to go. We've got some crazy news stories as usual, but what do we got today? First off, Justin.
Man, so this happens all the time. We try to get off politics and away from it, but then always some shit happens. We're also a year out from an election.
It's just too entertaining.
It's too easy, honestly, just to talk about. But I do want to start off with the Republican candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, VR for short, right? We covered him before on the show, man. He got some death threats, man. And I don't know. I think we talked about it a little bit and stuff, but what was it that happened? Because the guy didn't.
He didn't act on anything. I think it was just like a casual threat, as far as my understanding of it.
So, this guy, and we'll watch a clip here in a second about it, ladies and gentlemen. But this guy essentially got on one of those text chains or whatever. You know, anytime you see it, any politician do a rally, they'll be like, "Hey, text whatever number to this number to get more info about the campaign," and it always just give me more money.
Yeah.
And if you ever are the unlucky bastard that actually signs up for one of those, you will never stop getting emails and texts. Do not ever sign up for that. Trust me. I fucked up in school one time when I did that, and it was insane.
And those they don't need any money anyways. What's the average person going to donate? $20? Keep your money. Buy some food for your family. Don't be giving it away. That's stupid.
Especially the world we live in now, man.
Yeah, most people don't need that, or they probably never get it in the first place, but they damn sure don't need it anyway. So don't be giving your money away.
Well, that bullshit that gets me, man, is when you do your taxes and always at the end they're like, "Would you like to donate $3 to the presidential campaign fund or whatever?"
Are you shitting me, man? You just robbed me blind in the first place.
Fuck you, dude. I'm not doing
my last $3 away.
But anyway, so this guy, he was getting spammed by VR's campaign or whatever, and he finally responded with, it was something. He was like, "Hey, basically stop texting me, leave me alone." And they wouldn't. They kept doing it. And this is all automated, generated.
Oh, you didn't say the safe word. We're gonna keep sending you shit.
Pineapple. I actually saw a stand-up, a small stand-up comedian one time that had a really good set about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a very bad speech impediment, and he couldn't say. His safe word was I think it was pineapple. Yeah, and he couldn't say pineapple, and it was this whole thing about how he couldn't say the safe word or whatever. But I saw him in Canada and Edmonton, and it was fucking hilarious. But anyway, so this guy keeps getting these messages from VR's campaign or whatever, and auto-generated messages. You're not even talking to a human, right? And eventually he just responds back with if I get another message, paraphrasing, but essentially what he said, if I get another message from this campaign, I'm going to fucking kill everyone and then I'm going to fuck their corpses. So that went straight to them, and then I guess
then all of a sudden he wasn't talking to robots anymore.
Yeah, all of a sudden he got on the phone to a person, and so anyway, I guess he got swarmed by the Secret Service or whatever, and they're pretty much just crawling all over his ass, So
that's ridiculous, man. I'll be like, really? I was talking to these stupid ass robot text messages. I was pissed. I said some dumb shit, but come on.
Yeah, dude.
We've all thought it. We probably haven't all texted it, but we thought it.
Oh man, dude. We're gonna go full circle with this, man, because text messaging and stuff. There's another guy who got in a lot more trouble and did the same thing, but we'll stay on VR stuff right now, man. Let's go ahead and watch this clip, dude.
A New Hampshire man has been arrested and charged with threatening to kill a presidential candidate. Joining us now is NBC's Ryan Riley. Ryan, what do we know about this?
So this was a threat against Vivek Ramaswamy in connection with an event that he was scheduled to hold. This reply to a mass text message advertising his campaign is how the threat came in. And actually, when FBI agents seized this individual's phone, they found another threat that had been sent to a separate campaign, which is not identified, nor is the Ramaswamy campaign. But the Ramaswamy campaign has confirmed that this was indeed a threat sent against their candidate there. So, this is a 30-year-old man from New Hampshire, and it speaks to the really, I think, divided and political environment that we're in, where political campaigns are having to deal with a lot of these threats on a regular basis.
Old division card, huh?
Yeah, it was not divided. He just got annoyed of being messed with on the phone a bunch of times.
Dude was probably at work and was like, leave me the fuck alone.
He probably liked Vivek in the first place. That's why he subscribed to his text. He was like, dude, leave me the fuck alone. I'm going to kill you now.
Dude, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. He probably like was somewhat interested in the guy, what the guy had to say, you know? And then
he's like, dude, just leave me the fuck alone. I was going to vote for you, but now I'm going to kill you.
Dude, I could never be like a presidential candidate because if that would have came across like my table, or if I was Vivek in that situation, man, I would have been like, fuck that shit, whatever, move on.
I know.
You know,
like, wait, I've got Secret Service, right? Like, what do I care about?
Yeah, what's this fucking
and
30-year-old dude from New Hampshire gonna do?
Like he was in New Hampshire. I wonder, like, was Vivek even gonna was his next thing in New Hampshire? Was it
probably
like
Wisconsin
Virginia or some shit? Yeah, he's like, he's gonna drive 500 miles to come take me out. Like,
but who knows, man? I mean, I don't know.
I guess you got to play it safe nowadays, but I don't know. I would have taken my chances on that one, I think.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. If you, excuse me, sorry. They got that gum. I don't know, man, but like in today's day and age, and I don't know, this kind of brings me into like a law I kind of want to talk about. I believe it's the Wire Transfer Act. And I don't know how I feel about this the more I think about it. So the Wire Transfer Act actually stemmed from the Patriot Act. Okay. George W. signed into law and all this other stuff, right? So the Wire Transfer Act is why it was so hard to do like online gambling and stuff like that. And essentially it's, how do I put it? You know how like if you do something online, because it hits a wire and it goes across state lines, it immediately becomes a federal offense. Yep. Yes. Which I don't actually think I agree with.
I mean, I've fallen guilty in that situation by doing something over the internet. So,
do you want to talk about that, or you want to leave that?
I'll say it.
Well, it was all right. Before people start making speculations, it was
a joke.
It was a joke. He made a joke, and the government did not think that was funny.
Given it was in bad taste, I'll say that.
Dude, I remember when that happened because you talk about shit in high school when we were seniors.
Yeah.
You know what? That's your story to tell, man. If you want to tell a story, you tell it. But like, that's a fucking wild story, dude. Because I remember everybody was freaking out, dude.
Yeah, it's funny now.
Yeah, at the time it wasn't. I was like, fuck, dude. Moses is gonna go to fucking prison, dude. Anyway, so it didn't. Because at the end of the day, they all just were like, it's a joke.
Yeah.
And they just packed their shit up and left. But how much money they spent there, whatever. You know, we'll go back. We'll get off that for a second. But anyway, man.
But real quick, let me interject. So,
you want to clear your name?
That has brought up a point. Okay, long story short, it was a prank and it was a hit list. So made a fake MySpace page. Me and another individual were involved in it together. But basically made up a random list. Be like, yeah, we put it on another kid and was like, hey, this kid made him seem like he was creating the Facebook or MySpace page.
You're basically making fun of this guy.
In a way, but then we were pretending to be him and then created a hit list on the internet and listed a bunch of people like, yeah, we're going to come to school and blast all you motherfuckers.
And it was like all the teachers and shit and stuff.
Yeah, and like basketball team and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it was all like bullies and stuff. It was like assholes and shit. Like it was not.
But I mean, I didn't have any problem with people. But anyway.
I just remember some of the names on the list and I was like, that guy's a dick.
I think that's why it was believable. So that's why people got kind of upset about it. But anyways, what I was going with that was they were able to do that, but yet so many real school shootings actually happen and nothing's ever like, there's no intervention in that stuff.
Well, I think like the problem that came like whenever your stuff went down, dude, was that wasn't all that long after Columbine.
Yeah.
And it was still like a highly talked about subject, but like still like also like school shootings weren't really a common thing at that point.
No, not like now.
You definitely would not do that now. I would say like back when we were kids.
Back then there was still a little bit of comedic effect with the
Because as soon as it came out, like people were like, "Oh my god, is this real?" I was like, "Dude, this is not real." I was like, literally, and then later I found out, and I was like, "Yeah, like they're literally just making a joke out of this shit or whatever." There's just one kid walking around like, "Fuck, I don't know," you know, like I didn't make this shit.
Like, why me?
But yeah, man. So if you put anything on a wire, I gotta stop breathing in the damn microphone. If you put anything on the wire, it essentially crosses state lines and becomes a federal offense.
Yeah.
So there was a guy, and I cannot remember his name, but guys, you can look it up. If you get on Tucker Carlson's page on X, Twitter, he interviewed the guy. And this is, to me, it was a wild story, dude. I watched the whole interview. So this guy, this is in November of 2016, when Trump's running against Hillary, right? So freaking Obama's still president, okay? he shares a meme from 4chan, like the shit posting site or whatever.
Yeah.
Everything's a joke and it's all anonymous, right? And he shares a meme, and essentially it is an advertisement like, hey, text this number to find out more about voting in your area, right? But it had like Hillary's face on it, and it was like 4 Democrats or whatever. Apparently the number actually worked, but it went to like a bunch of bullshit or whatever, like just fucking with people. And I remember seeing it online. When I watched this interview, I was like, I remember seeing that post and it being a thing. And I remember seeing it in the news and people were like, this isn't real or whatever. So this dude did not create this meme. He just shared it on his like Facebook page. Nothing happens, right? 4 years go by. Joe Biden becomes president, right? 7 days after Joe Biden becomes president, feds kicking this dude's door.
Jesus.
Over a fucking Facebook post that he had posted like over 4 years prior. That was completely a joke.
That he didn't even create.
He didn't even create it. Yeah. And so now he's like facing, I can't remember what the official charges was, but essentially it was like hindering like voting and stuff like that. And because if you start fucking around with voting, like if you fuck with ballots at all or anything like that, or people's ability to vote, like that's a serious thing.
Oh,
and so
yeah, it should be. You know.
Yeah, it depends on
it is if you're a average American, you fucking know the law. But if there's higher powers at foot, it's water under the bridge on that.
Oh shit! Wait, our guy's losing.
Allegedly,
we're gonna have to brush this up, brother.
The old 2 a.m. truckloads of ballots coming in.
It's like there's weird nefarious forces, man. It's like when those BLM riots were happening. I remember seeing it, and like people, they were actually covering on mainstream media. They were like, "Who's dropping off these pallets of bricks?"
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, but anyway, so the dude, he gets arrested. Like literally, feds raid his house, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" They don't tell him shit.
And this is 4 years later anyway. So even if he would have he would just have no memory, or he would be like just totally wondering what the fuck happened.
Yeah, and my thing is like, dude, statute limitations, like, come on, man, there's got to be something. I mean, maybe it's like 7 years or something for that particular crime or whatever. I don't know. So like the police,
but to me, that's not even a fucking crime.
No, dude, if that's a crime, which they got him on like a technicality because he was fucking with voting, you know. But like if that's a crime, if you look at anything we create, bro, we would be hung in the streets, dude. Like they would like burn us to make it like a fucking example. You know what I mean? Like, but anyway, fucking so the cops come, they arrest this guy, and he has no idea what's going on. And ironically, I think he was actually from New Hampshire too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, people in New Hampshire like to get down, like with politics.
They really care about their freedoms.
So anyway, he has no idea. His rights aren't read to him. He has no idea what's going on, and they just take his ass. They arrest his ass, and they immediately take him to a courthouse. And he's sitting in handcuffs in a holding cell in the back of the court, and he's like, "I have no idea why I'm here." And he doesn't find out why he's there until his arraignment hearing when he's sitting there. And then he's like, what the fuck? And then after the hearing, they give him like all this documentation, like, here's your charges. And they like let him go. Cause then it's like, okay, now you got to go to your trial, wait on your trial to happen, all other stuff. So anyway, the dude, if I remember right, he was found guilty, I believe. And he's facing like 10 years in prison.
Jesus. What is the charge? Like
I can't remember that.
Fraud or some shit like that?
Or? Basically fucking with an election.
That's ridiculous.
And dude, Tucker Carlson does a great, I mean, because he's a legit journalist. So like, you know what I mean? Like better than how we piece our shit together, you know? Like, you know, but he went back and he found like video footage of Hillary Clinton talking about this, right? And she was just like, basically like this guy, she didn't name him by name, but she was talking about like when, I guess essentially when the investigation started, because this guy was under investigation for all these years and had no idea. Like they were monitoring like all of his like email traffic, everything, dude. Like they were on his ass. And she was just talking basically about fluffing it up, like, you know, he's affected all these people from like voting, gave them false information, like trying to swing an election.
So she's still butthurt about losing.
Well, this is like right at the beginning when she was a candidate, when this shit first started happening. So this is like 4 years prior when she's saying this, but they found this clip of her talking about it. And then it was just super weird because the guy said his defense team, like all his attorneys or whatever, because the guy had to use like public defenders and shit.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I don't have any
regular guy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a regular dude. I don't have like 10 grand to give to like a federal, because those are going to be expensive as hell, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And so anyway, freaking his defense team, God, dude, fuck that rain, man. Like it's raining so bad here that you can just hear it just hitting the side of the building. But anyway, so his defense team, they subpoena the phone companies for all of the phone numbers that texted to that meme. And then they went and interviewed people like, hey, like, basically, did you not get a chance to vote? Were you told to go to the wrong place? Like, all this. Did it really affect?
Yeah, did it have any negative connotations?
They didn't find a single person, dude. A single person. And he said most people they interviewed didn't even remember texting it. And I was like, dude. And then it was just super sketchy because like all that time went by. And then as soon as Biden gets in office, one of like Hillary's cronies, right?
Yeah, they were like, come in, you promised me, Joe. We would nail this guy.
Bring down the hammer, dude. And I was like, fuck, man, that's dirt. That's dirty, dude. But I don't know, man. Politicians always doing dirty ass shit too, man.
Yeah, which I don't really care. It does piss me off whenever they like go after the little guy, like just an average American dude, like just nailing him to the fucking wall.
Especially if you see shit like the Twitter files.
Yeah,
and it's just like this. It's literally the definition of. I'm not talking to conspiracy as in conspiracy theories, right? Like aliens and Bigfoot.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the actual criminal charge of that's a conspiracy. That is multiple people colluding together.
Yeah,
like
to prevent the spread of like information.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. I kind of wanted to harp on that for like 2 seconds, man, because I feel like that bullshit.
Old laptop boy, nothing's gonna happen to him.
Yeah, right.
But for sharing a fucking 4chan message 4 years ago, you're gonna get 10 years in prison.
Did you see Hunter Biden was like crying and shit? You see that? He gave a press conference. And it was the biggest like, whoa.
Was he like, oh, my life is so hard? Dude, fuck that guy.
He was like, y'all have like, I've been ridiculed. They've made fun of my recovery. Like that, like all this, like the biggest woe me, like car. I was like,
okay, first off, everyone if you're famous and in the public eye, you get made fun of regardless.
Yeah, dude.
Britney Spears, she gets dragged through the fucking mud every day.
Man, bro, we got like 3,000 followers and we get shit on every day, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
As soon as you're in the public eye, that's some people wake up and are like, I'm going to shit on anyone today. And that's just funny. They should be allowed to. Who cares? If you're going to fucking take that personal, dude, you're a little idiot.
Yeah, that's my thing too. Is like, if you're in that position and you can't roll the fucking punches, don't be in that fucking position. Yeah. Leave. Like, dude, like, Hunter, man, he has the resources. He's
a literal fucking multi-millionaire. Like,
he could just literally pack his shit, get on a plane, go to some other country and start a new life, and we would have no idea that ever happened.
He could literally just fly to fucking Epstein Island and just live happily ever after, and we'd never know.
God damn, you went dark with that shit.
I mean, he's probably a fucking diddler too. I don't know, but I ain't putting it past.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Like politicians, like they're always like doing some dirty shit. Yeah. But I did also want to bring up too, man. Did you hear about that shit with Rudy Giuliani?
Oh yeah, that's a little bit of justice for the injustice we've just been talking about. So that I do feel a little bit better about that part.
I know, isn't it crazy how like it depends on the narrative. But you always notice that like though like it always, at least in the last, I don't know, I would say like 4-ish years, like it kind of goes in the scale tips into the more like Democrat liberals' favor.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because all these stories we're talking about, like it's always like the liberal people are like winning and shit. The people in power, but
we got some news that's just coming in here that Rudy Giuliani has been ordered to pay about $148 million for spreading lies about Georgia election workers when they were trying to retake that state after it had voted for Joe Biden in the narrowest of margins. Let's get the very latest from Jonathan Surrey in Atlanta. Jonathan.
Yeah, the jury's decision just being announced minutes ago after 2 days of deliberations. The jury determining that former Trump lawyer and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani must pay $148 million in connection with this civil defamation trial unfolding in federal court in Washington, D.C. The federal jury was tasked to determine how much Mr. Giuliani must pay to former Georgia election workers after he was found liable for defamation. Those workers, Shay Moss and her mother, Ruby Freeman, were seeking this settlement against these damages against the former Trump lawyer. They say Giuliani's false accusations of ballot tampering in Georgia's 2020 presidential election subjected them to death threats and racial insults, which they explained in detail trial during last year's January 6th committee hearings. Giuliani's lawyer acknowledged that his client was wrong, but pointed out that others were responsible for the harassment of these election workers, and also warned that a higher end verdict from this jury would be, quote, the civil equivalent of the death penalty. But again, the jury handing down this decision, a very large award of $148 million. And as this civil defamation trial wraps up in federal court in Washington, D.C., Giuliani is preparing to defend himself in a separate criminal trial here in Georgia, where he and 18 co-defendants, including former President Trump, are accused of attempting to overturn President Biden's narrow win in this state in the 2020 election using false allegations of election fraud. So it is not over yet for Rudy Giuliani. Neil?
148 million between a mother and daughter.
Bro, you know what I would let you do to me for 148 million? I don't give a shit.
Lot worse than some voter fraud accusations.
yeah, there's shit, dude. Talk about getting fucking paid, man.
Yeah.
And I watched some shit about it like a while back or whatever, and I mean, they did. All right, so they did the typical defense, right? Which I don't think they're wrong. Their defense is wrong in this statement I'm about to say. Essentially, their lawyers were like, hey, like, these two women can never live a normal life again. Like, they've been in the public eye, all over mainstream media. Like, they lost their business over this. Bro, people were like... It's fucked up, but it is funny. It is kind of funny. But like people, like they were like just calling, like harassing. All right, that part's not funny, but they were like just calling him and harassing him. Like I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch. You know? Yeah, dude. Like calling from a payphone, like the last payphone in Atlanta. You know. And so, but people, the part that I thought was funny, I kind of chuckled when I was listening to it, was people were like sending them pizzas. Like the Pizzagate shit and everything, dude. Like they were linking it all in, dude. So they would just like every day they would just have like dozens of pizzas delivered to this like business. So eventually the local pizza shops just like stopped taking.
Were they paid for?
Yeah, but they were just fucking with. They were just sending them these goddamn pizzas. I think they were. You know what? I really don't know, man.
I was gonna say, because if they were paid for, I'd be like, I'd open up a fucking homeless shelter on the side and be like, free pizzas. Like,
yeah, dude. If I was that guy delivering that shit, I'd be like, man. Fuck it.
Yeah,
you know?
but it helped the community.
Go to like a local park and be like, yo, what up, kids?
Yeah.
Pop the trunk. Wait, hold on. That's a different term.
Yeah,
but it's like, you know, open my door and be like, hey, have all these pizzas.
Here's pizzas. I didn't shit in them.
Pop the trunk on some kids in a park. But yeah, man. So like, I mean, the defense made that point, right? And they were like, hey, like these people, like they've lost a lot. They've been through some shit for years now. Like all this other stuff, like, hey, we can't live a normal life. And I get that. Like if something like that, I'm not saying with the election fraud stuff, but like if something like that happened to me, I'm gonna want to get paid. Like if you just
for sure.
If you fucked up my way to make a living, like
what? So what did they like? What did they do? Like, what is their business?
Dude, I don't know what their business was, to be honest with you. I really don't. They just said like their family-owned business.
Because realistically, I mean.
But dude, these were volunteers working at like a voting booth, man.
So like, Giuliani was just like, these two bitches.
Yeah, he just like basically singled them out. And Giuliani, man, like, all right, I'm gonna go on a little rant about this dude for a little bit, but like, he's been going downhill, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he's just fucking senile or what, but I do like how South Park depicted him. You remember all that shit?
No.
Oh, dude. Oh, fuck. All right. That's right, man. You haven't watched like the newer seasons. Not when I say newer for like Moses, it's more like the last 4 seasons.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But so they did a whole like season where like Mr. Garrison was Donald Trump.
Yeah, I know that.
And so they had like the Speaker of the House at the time was like Paul Ryan. They had like the House Majority Leader was like Mitch McConnell or whatever. And then they had Rudy Giuliani there. And they just depicted him as like the most weak, like broken, like men. Like there's like one scene where they have like blankets on them and they're like sniveling, crying, and they're like talking to the president. And I think like Paul Ryan has a black eye. Like, where, like basically the president just made them all their bitches.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's like a scene where like Rudy Giuliani, they just turn him into like this rat, like sniveling character, like yeah, and he's like under the president's desk, and they kind of allude to the fact that he was like sucking his dick and shit, you know. But anyway, so Yeah, so Giuliani, like, because really what it comes down to is it's all about Fulton County in Georgia, man. It's the largest county in Georgia. For those of you who don't know and haven't been paying attention to the fucking news lately, that's where the debate comes in, because that could swing the entire state, basically, right? It's kind of like here in Texas, you know, how we have, like, honestly, if Houston, Dallas, Austin, like, really got together, like, they could just fuck the entire state.
They're working on it.
Yeah. Have you seen, dude, I was looking at demographics, like, voting wise, for like some of those cities, man, especially Austin. Ooh, I'm curious to see what Austin turns out like in 10 years.
Oh, it's gonna be Democratic for sure.
It already is.
Well, eventually Texas is.
It's gonna be San Francisco.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but like my thing is, like, there's enough people down here that have, you know, I don't want to say conservative mindset, but just like a Texas mindset where like they don't play that
human being mindset.
They don't play that shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. No. So I don't know.
But it's like the rest of the shit, like the big cities hold all the fucking power, and then the rural areas, which are people tend to have like more of a normal outlook on life, I guess.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how it works?
Yeah.
You know? But anyway,
you need those wide open spaces to breathe. You get condensed in the big city, your brain turns to fucking mush, and you think everybody needs everything.
It's some shit they're putting in the water that turns the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah.
Alex Jones shit. Oh, we're gonna get on Alex Jones here in a minute too, man. I know we talked about him last episode, but we got to readdress him, right? He's got some stuff going on. But so anyway, Giuliani, like, basically Trump's whole team, right, was scrutinizing this election, which this is not a new thing, folks. I know it's new for Generation Z guys. This happens every goddamn election. It's always happened.
The shit.
Yeah.
Prior time.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to remember. There was one presidential candidate lost it by one vote one time. Fuck. And it was like early. It was like 1800s, like early 1800s. I can't remember the name. God damn. But anyway, so yeah, this has been going back a long time. Like, anybody who loses like a seat for president, they're just like, fuck no.
They were cheating.
They were cheating, this piece of shit, you know? So anyway, so Giuliani like singled out like a couple like these voting booths essentially and particularly like these two women that worked there, man. They started getting attacked. It was mother and daughter. You know, like, I feel bad for them, but on the flip side, dog, $148 million.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Like,
okay,
we need to start volunteering at voting booths.
Like, were they fucking running Johnson & Johnson or something? Like, how much was their fucking family business worth?
Dude, it was probably like some boutique that makes like $30,000 a year or whatever, you know?
Yeah, they had them fucking, we were the CEOs of Pfizer or some shit.
It's like, god damn, dude. Not like some serious mover and shaker or whatever, man. But Giuliani he's just an interesting character, man. Like, so, you know, he was the mayor of New York, you know, and he was like really famous because he helped like implement and create the RICO statutes, right? For all the racketeering, like, what is it? The racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. I can't remember the title. Anyway, it's the laws they essentially made up to take down the mafia, right? And so that's how they destroyed the mafia in the 80s. And which RICO gets really weird because to charge you underneath that, all they got to do is prove that you committed, I believe, like 2 separate crimes in an organization. And if they can do that, then you're like, fuck, like, you just go to prison for life. And like, federal government can just bend you over and it's over, dude. And so anyway,
so they stopped what the current FBI and CIA are now today.
Oh, those who shall not be named. But essentially, yeah. And so I do find it, because the universe has a way of, the universe is very ironic, is all I'll say, right? Almost like a sense of humor. So like Rudy Giuliani like helped create these RICO statutes. That's what built him up. Like, that's what he became known as. I'm the guy who took down the mafia. And then now he's literally being charged under the RICO Act. So he like created his own monster. And I'm just like watching it unfold. I'm like, dude, that shit comes. And it's the same shit with like the freedom of speech stuff, dude. I'm not like sitting here saying like, hey, we shouldn't have taken down like organized crime by any means. But just saying, like, it's like the freedom of speech shit, man. Like bouncing around with it. Like, everyone wants to censor everything, and they want to be like, oh, no, you can't say this, or that's illegal, or you should get in trouble, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, bad guy, bad guy, bad guy.
And then when it happens to them...
because it's something they agree with.
Yeah.
And then when the shoe's on the other foot, they're like, oh my God, like I'm literally just being like, I'm
persecuted, like this is unconstitutional.
Yeah, dude. And that's what people fucking forget, man. You know, like
American people are like, well.
yeah, you know. So I don't know, but Giuliani's funny, man. You remember when he had his hair dyed and that shit was like leaking down the side of his
yeah, I do remember that.
And then what was it? It was Sacha Baron Cohen. He had him in what was it, the second Borat movie? Did you hear about that?
I don't know.
This is like old news, but this is like when like Trump's second election was going on, or it might have been his first actually. So did you see Borat too?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know his daughter in the movie, right?
Yeah. By the way, shitty movie.
Yeah,
The first one was awesome. Second one was not good.
Dude, that fucking scene where he's got that cart and shit. He's like, I go to America. You know? Like when he's leaving his village or whatever. Like, it's so fucking funny. It's just like, what the fuck? But in the second one, so like, they set up a meeting with Rudy Giuliani, right? And his daughter meets him, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Giuliani thinks he's doing like some sort of interview or something like that. He has no idea because that's the whole like concept of those movies.
Yeah.
Like, people don't know. It's like Jackass.
They're genuine like reactions to what's going on.
And so, so anyway, like, there's like, and Giuliani like doesn't do, in my opinion, didn't do anything weird. Okay. Like, he's just an old dude. So, you know, he like taps her on the shoulder, like, oh, very nice, like whatever. And she's like talking to him. And he has a mic set on. And I didn't know this at the time, but apparently these mic sets, like the main battery pack and shit, like it goes in your pants.
Oh.
Right? So he's in the room with this girl, and essentially he goes to adjust his shit. And you just have to watch it. He's totally set up. And he lays back, and then he's reaching down in his pants, right? And so it looks, and they cut it. And then essentially, like, Borat, you know, Sasha comes out and is like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, all that shit, right? And, but he was just trying to adjust his shit or whatever. And because he's like a heavier set dude, too, man. He's got a gun.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
I'm
always
sure he's wearing a tucked in shirt and all kinds of shit. He's like,
yeah, dude, like a suit. Like, you know, suits are uncomfortable as fuck anyway, dude. So, but they try to pawn it off like he was just trying to whip out his cock. And the big thing is, like, the girl in the movie was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Even though she's like an adult actress or whatever. But yeah, so they try to like put some spin on that shit, put some smoke on them. And then like people believed it. And it made it like all in the news. They're like, oh, like Rudy Giuliani's like into kids or whatever. He's like, what the fuck? You know, like, so I don't know. I really don't think, like, if you look at it objectively, I really don't think it was anything like that.
Yeah.
Now, is he just like fucking retarded and old? Sure.
For sure, yeah.
Like all those fucking guys. Oh, man. But yeah, dude, I don't know. But like, what's weird too, man, like, with speaking of Giuliani and like, you know, all RICO Act, I guess, all the stuff going down with like Trump, all these charges and stuff, man, like if you go back and look, a lot of people surrounding Trump have either been to prison or are sitting in prison right now. And I was like, fuck, man, like that's got to be scary. Like they just slowly getting picked off like one by one. And I'd be pissed too. I'd be like, especially if I would like that Roger Stone guy, you know, like sitting in fucking prison or whatever. I don't know if you ever heard about Roger Stone.
Which one is he?
He is like, he was like I don't know, we would call him like a campaign strategist or whatever. This dude got Ronald Reagan elected, and he created like Reagan's whole campaign. So they did like a documentary series called like Get Me Roger Stone or whatever. And it was apparently like when Trump was like, I want to be president, they were like, hey, like who knows how to do this? Who can make this happen? And they're like, well, yeah, you got to call this guy. And this guy is like eccentric as fuck, like wears like white suits and stuff. And like he has like a tattoo on it, like of Ronald Reagan's face. I think it's on his back or it's like on his chest. I can't remember where it's at, but it's like he has like a full like some
portrait of him.
Yeah, of Ronald Reagan. He's like in love with it. And then like in his office, it's literally like the wall is plastered with just Reagan memorabilia.
Damn.
Right, yeah.
That was like his magnum opus was like getting him elected.
And like, so like he just, I mean, because he got the guy elected, you know, and he was young when he did it. He was like in his like, I think mid 20s.
Oh shit.
Late 20s. Yeah, he was in his 20s when all that shit went down, right? And so anyway, fucking I can't even remember what the hell they got him on some like lying shit or something, perjury. I can't remember, man, but dude ended up going to fucking prison, like with some connection shit. So I don't fucking know, man, but like I have to go back and look because it's just been so wild. Like I'm, you know, slipped my mind or whatever memory. But yeah, dude. But being that guy, for example, and like knowing that like Donald Trump is like president, like you could pardon me. I could walk out of here tomorrow and he doesn't do it. Yo, I don't know, man. I thought we were boys, you know, like my ride or die, you know. So
if you pull some text message shit like, Trump, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you when I get out of here.
Yeah, so
I gave you everything.
Fuck, I don't know, man. But whatever, man. Politics is always just dirty as hell.
Yeah.
And like it's always been like this. I think actually a point in American history was even worse, to be honest with you. Because think about it. Like now everything's recorded. There's emails and text messages and videos.
Yeah, like everything is just out in the open now. There's no hiding shit.
What was going down in the early 1900s?
Who fucking knows?
Exactly. Like I bet they just motherfuckers disappeared all the time and shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about the candidates themselves, but like if
people around
somebody knew something or whatever, I'd just drop off like a fly, dude. Fuck. But I don't know, man. World's getting placed. But I mean, there's more transparency now, whether people, I know it seems like it's more of a conspiracy and it's crazy as hell, but I feel like there's a lot more transparency now. Especially you got shit like WikiLeaks and all that stuff.
Well, plus, I mean, there's a lot more transparency. It's just a lot of times nothing comes of it. Like people will be just blatantly know the truth, but just nothing happens.
But like at the end of the day, too, like, what are we gonna do?
Well, that's the thing.
Well, like, what can we do? Like, we're just normal dudes, man. Like, literally, like the other damn near 400 million Americans, right?
Yeah.
Like, we just want to work, pay our bills, put a little bit of back, you know, maybe try to enjoy some of our time on this fucking third rock from the sun, you know? But
if we get any free time away from working our ass off to try to pay bills,
that's an American thing, dude. God damn it. That's what I miss about like some of those Europeans, man. Like,
well, an American and Oriental. Yeah. There's Chinese. They work. What's
cowboy, you can't say Oriental anymore.
It's past.
You just throw out like chink. Oh, sorry, it's chink.
The
Chinaman. I got a friend of mine who's half Chinese or whatever, man. And we joke around and like I remember one time we were hanging out and I was like, I was fucking with him and he was like really drunk. And I was like, man, I just want to let you know, like, I'm thankful for you and like your family. And he was like, what? And I was like really sincere, man. And he was like, what? Like, what? I was like, just thank you, man. Like, we appreciate everything you've done. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, the railroads. Yes. So I was like, your family built the fucking railroads. I was like, east to west, you know, connecting oceans. And he's like, dude, you're a piece of shit. I was like, have a good day, buddy. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But yeah, you're talking about the work ethic and stuff like that, man. Like, the Asians and shit have, you know, Americans. But like, man, you go to like a lot of these European, like a lot of them, man, they have like 4-day work weeks and shit, dude. Not a bad idea. That's all I'm gonna say, dude.
I mean, they did a poll and they were like, would you rather work 4 10-hour days and have 3 days off versus a regular 9 to 5? And like,
take the 4.
Overwhelming majority want to work 4 days and have 3 days off because a work day, your whole day's ruined. Even when you get off of work, you don't want to fucking do anything anyways, and you barely have time, like an extra 2 hours.
And then, dude, if you got kids and shit on top of it,
all your time's fucking gone.
Yeah, dude, you're just fucked. You might get 30 minutes laying in bed to watch like some shitty like talk show.
Yeah,
you know what
just
I mean?
to try to cry yourself to sleep and do it all over again the next day.
Oh, this is the freest country in the world. And then you just like pass out and do it all again the next day. I gotta take my fucking Xanax and my fucking antidepressants and shit, you know.
While I eat my ultra processed food and pass the fuck out.
Just keep you numbed down enough to where you never question the system, you know. Fuck, man. All right, you want to keep fucking with politics, man, or you want to get on? Like, dude, this episode, it feels like we're just talking about old subject. It's new information, but it's just like the same people. But we have our next topic. Elon Musk.
It's like we have protagonists in the story, and every week they're up to something new, and we have to go over their antics or like what's happened to them.
Just keep doing
it's like
shit.
a goddamn TV show. Almost.
Yeah, dude. Like, fuck, man. Maybe we're in some like experiment, like the Truman Show or something. You know?
Tune in next time to see what happens to Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
I seriously, I want to get our green screen all set up and do like the fucking fake news or whatever, man. I think it'd be pretty good. But I don't know, man. So you know more about this than I do, but like Elon Musk is making it back in the news, right?
Well, now they're really, really going after him. They're pissed about the free speech
stuff. They haven't been going after him?
No, I mean, like now, well, it's been because Biden, it happened a while ago, but Biden basically gave a speech, or he was up at a podium. I wouldn't call it a speech, but anyway, he was like, we're going after Elon. He's like, all bets are off. Like, so now
Are they just trying to silence him, or like what are they?
Yeah, they're pissed about what he's doing. They're like,
With X,
because he's a goddamn freedom fighter. They can't have that.
Yeah, dude,
he's got a lot of money and he can't be bought. So that's public enemy number one to them. So
yeah, that is kind of scary when you start thinking about it.
it is.
Like,
Yeah.
like they fear people like that they can't control.
Yeah. But now, like this instance in particular, really, it doesn't fuck over Elon. It screws over like the American people, or just rural America. Actually, is who this in particular is going after.
Federal Communications Commission reaffirming a 2022 decision to deny Elon Musk's Starlink internet service nearly $900 million in rural broadband subsidies earlier this week. The two Republican commissioners on the 5-member FCC dissenting from the decision. Senior Republican FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr writing this in his dissent. Quote, after Elon Musk acquired Twitter and used it to voice his own political and ideological views without filter, President Biden gave federal agencies a green light to go after him. Today, the FCC adds itself to the growing list of administrative agencies that are taking action against Elon Musk's businesses. Joining me right now is the man himself. He is senior Republican on the FCC Commission, Brendan Carr. And Brendan Carr, it's great to see you this morning. We so appreciate you joining us. What's going on there at the FCC? Is this all political?
Yeah, there's a really concerning pattern here. As you just noted, the FCC back in 2020 awarded Elon Musk Starlink almost $1 billion to bring high-speed internet service to over 640,000 rural homes and businesses. These
literally
are the countries that have had absolutely no internet service at all for far too long, or they've been stuck on copper line internet service up till then. In the FCC just this week, the full commission backtracked and revoked that $1 billion. And I think it fits what the Wall Street Journal has described as really a concerning pattern of regulatory harassment. This decision by the FCC doesn't make a lot of sense at all if you look at it through the lens of the facts or the law or even good policy. But it does make good sense, or at least it makes sense, if you go back to the White House. And last year, President Biden stood behind the podium inside the White House. It was adorned with the presidential seal. And President Biden said that Elon Musk is worth being looked into. A reporter said, how? And President Biden looked down and said, there's lots of ways. And there certainly are.
This is a blatant threat.
The FAA, the Federal Trade Commission, the NLRB, even the Fish and Wildlife Service opening investigations into Elon Musk. I think the pattern here fits, again, what the Wall Street Journal said.
They're just trying to get anything to stick on that guy.
Yeah. Literally going at the fucking Fish and Wildlife.
Just like, well, fuck, get those guys. Yeah, I don't know. I think he killed a fucking fish.
No, you know why? They said the Fish and Game Wildlife said they found some fucking turtle eggs that were charred, and it had to be from Elon's satellites being shot up. No shit. No shit. That was the reason they used, man.
Dude, are you fucking with me right now?
No, they found some charred turtle eggs.
Oh, fuck. Dude, I think my contacts just fell out. Some charred turtle. Were they like an endangered species or something?
I don't know,
Sorry,
man.
My contacts rolling around like I'm all looking off like I'm having a seizure on camera.
The news got to you.
Like I can't handle the truth. I've seen the truth. Yeah. Fuck
so Biden gets up there and he's like, Elon needs to be looked into. And he's like, we have our ways.
It's because I wouldn't say that he is the actual threat, but he's because he's not doing anything crazy. He just bought a company. He was like, hey, free speech, say whatever you want. That's it.
Yeah, but that's grounds for war to those people, man.
Dude,
they need total control.
Fuck.
They need total control. And X is the only platform that they don't have total control over. So,
God damn it, dude. That is just that is not a good direction
that's fucking
down,
communist
dude.
China shit right there.
Yeah, which brings me into my shirt. I feel like it's appropriate for this episode. Yeah, for those of you wondering, you just got to watch it on video, but just know that paper beats rock. Fascism beats communism. But yeah, dude, that's just some bitch. I'm calling like I see it, man. Like, that's some bitch ass moves, dude.
It is, man.
Like, for real, like,
because they can't get him on any actual illegal shit.
Yeah,
they're just gonna nickel and dime him and just hem him up.
And then it's eroding the public trust in federal institutions.
Yeah, not to mention he's literally interfering with mine and yours internet. Like,
oh yeah, so now it's all personal. Like, fuck this guy, dude.
Yeah.
That's probably, you know what it is? Is Joe, Sleepy Joe? No, I think Trump calls him Crooked Joe now, but whatever.
Yeah.
Crooked Joe, the guy who like wanders around the White House butt ass naked at night, has no idea where he's at. I don't know. Did you hear that?
No.
We have to talk about Alex Jones before we end this episode. So like, he
knows
put a pin in that. Yeah, put a pin in that. Apparently, he had someone from the Secret Service tell him that, like a whistle, like. Anyway, we'll get on that in a second. What the fuck were we talking about? Fuck.
They're getting Elon.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, man. Like, they're just like, they're fucking that dude over, man. And it's just so fucking dirty, dude. It's
But
just
yeah,
so
I mean,
dirty.
that, like...
Oh no, sorry. I was gonna say fucking Joe Biden probably watched some of our fucking podcasts and was like, we gotta shut these rednecks down.
He's like, we know they're using Starlink because they live in the goddamn country. They can't get real internet out there.
They got like a satellite coming over. Like, where the fuck is this place at? It's like in the middle of a fucking cornfield or some shit. You know? It's cool, man. I can see you coming from 360. All right, we'll be all right. So yeah, dude. I don't know. That's just like. You know what's fucked up? At least for me, man. Like, let's just say, like, Elon Musk was super liberal, but he was doing the same shit. Like, he was just like, maybe not his personal tweets and stuff like that. Let's take that off the table. But he just bought Twitter and was like, hey, man, like, we're going to make this legit. You wouldn't hear me bitch. You know?
No.
Even if he was super liberal or whatever, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I can get behind this idea. And, like, dude, you see that shit from the right all the time. I'm not talking about, like, extreme far right, but like normal fucking people, like they're willing to work with you, man.
Yeah.
You know, and
well, the average conservative person doesn't give a fuck what goes on as long as it doesn't interfere with their lives and they don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's my that's my belief on that stuff. Like, people can do whatever the fuck they want to as long as it doesn't affect me and I don't have to pay for it.
True. Yeah.
I just want to live my life and be left alone.
But God, dude, I don't know, man. That shit gets under my skin so much, man.
But that's just straight that's just straight bullshit for your own government to make a deal with you and then be like, nah, you know what?
We don't like you.
Yeah, literally, we don't like you. That's the only fucking reason they have.
You made me mad. I'm telling Mom.
Yeah. I'm an Indian giver. I'm taking my money back. Some bullshit.
Yeah, dude. And it's like the shit. God damn it, dude. Fuck. Now you get me fired up, man. Because the more I think about it, because all the Ukraine shit's coming back in the fucking news, right? And then like the Hamas shit's kicking out, which I don't know if we really have fucking time to really go into that crap, but fucking
fuck Hamas. All right, we covered it.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Yeah. Israel basically, all right, like quick 30 seconds. Israel essentially just pretty much said that like we're gonna eradicate you from the face of the planet.
Good.
Like they're like genocide's on the table, and they're like bumping shit up. And this is like just in the last couple days. So, but anyway,
works for me.
It's old news as far as I'm concerned. Fuck them, dude.
Didn't hear anything I didn't like.
You know. What do we say? At least the Jews don't want us dead.
Yeah.
So like, we'll support them.
Yeah.
But anyway, fucking God damn it! What the fuck? We were talking about Elon Musk. Oh yeah. So when all this shit was going on, man, like with the fucking Ukraine was kicking off or whatever, and everybody was like, "We support Ukraine," and nobody fucking had barely even heard of this goddamn country. They don't know any of this shit.
Yeah,
dude. They don't know any regions of it. Vivek Ramaswamy called out fucking Chris Christie in the last fucking GOP debate.
Oh yeah, that shit.
And he was
funny.
like, "Can you name?" Oh no, he called it Nikki Haley.
Yeah, Nikki
He
Haley
used to be the ambassador to the fucking UN. It was like, "Can you name one fucking district, one region, one like state essentially within the country?"
That was the quietest I've seen her the whole episode.
She didn't say
nothing.
I was like, because you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, damn, dude. I was like, dude, VR's moving up for me, man. He is. I'll say that, dude. But anyway, fucking all that Ukraine shit pops off, dude. Elon Musk is like, hey, you know what? We're gonna do the right thing, man. We're not gonna fucking stand and watch like somebody get bullied around like a sovereign nation get like fucking invaded like this. And he fucking literally took on their entire telecommunications. He shipped all the Starlinks, had all the satellites going.
I was annoyed because I had to wait a little bit to get mine, but
because of that, yeah. And it was like literally he was the guy keeping them online, and he did it for free for a long time, like well over a year. I think now he's like cut him off. He's like, hey, like we're done, you know. But
everybody started supporting.
Yeah, dude, and then like also all these fucking like pussies and shit, and like it's constantly you see like the Democrats too. They're like, oh my god, we have to support Ukraine. First of all, we don't have to do a goddamn thing. Yeah. There's that. Second of all, like Elon was like literally supporting your agenda, and you were all cool with it. But the minute that dude buys fucking Twitter,
now there's an issue.
Now there's a fucking problem, and you're trying to hit him in his fucking bank, like, dude,
that's all they got.
I like, bro, he bought Twitter for $44 billion. Like, if you fuck with him over like a little less than $1 billion, that's just gonna piss him off. And dude, the guy runs the majority of space contracts for NASA.
Yeah, and that was another point.
It's like a national security issue.
Like he's still like Tesla and all that, like SpaceX, they're still doing major deals with the government, but then they're still gonna circumvent and try to come after him on small other shit.
Dude, I don't know, man. Fuck. God. Dude, like, I'm just so fucking mad, dude.
It's insane.
Like, and I bet my left nut, if that dude was like, fuck it, I'm done, right? Because he is a naturalized American, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he still has a South Korean fucking South African citizenship and stuff, right? Dude, I bet if he was like, fuck it, I'm shutting everything down, I'm packing this shit up. He's like, I'm going back to South Africa. Dude, they would start crying like straight bitches, dude. They'd be like, no, down, oh God.
What if he went to like Uganda and was like, space like, move all the shit out of Austin. We're going straight to Uganda. We're going to run this shit.
We got Joe Rogan here. Like, we're doing all this shit. Dude, that'd be dope as fuck. It would be funny. Like, if he actually made it work.
Yeah.
And it became like a crazy ass, like, what the fuck? You know? Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Musk is like a fucking hero for humanity, dude. I really think he's going to go down as like one of the, I mean, he already has, but I think I'm curious to see what he does in the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going to go down as like literally one of, if not the most influential person like in American history.
Yeah, definitely.
Outside of like founding the nation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude. They just keep fucking dragging.
Yeah, I mean, they're continuing to just demonize the dude every step of the way.
And I'm like, bro, like, do you realize that? So now, like, roughly we're looking at, like, when it comes down to, like, the fucking general election, Democrat versus Republican presidential candidate going one-on-one, you get your 3 debates, whatever. One of these 2 people is going to be the president of the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, on average, they raise around $1 billion each, right? For their entire campaign. For the 2 years they run all that shit. Dude, you really want to fuck with a guy who's worth $225 billion? That dude can literally make like 10 nightmares for you overnight, dude. You'd be like, oh, like, you want to run this Democrat? Cool. I'm going to find 10 candidates for a Republican Party or an independent party or whatever the fuck it may be. And I'm going to finance this whole fucking operation. They don't even have to raise money. So they can devote all their time just to talk shit and run their fucking mouths and just bury you in the ground, dude.
Yeah, or again, so, all right, what if he goes to Uganda and he starts a cyber terrorism organization and he's like, America, you guys have fucked with me for the last time.
Dude, Greta Thunberg's down there with a gun. Allah Akbar. You know, whatever. I don't know. God. Fuck, dude. I seriously, man, like every single time, like I turn on the TV, I'm like, is this really happening right now? Like, why is this a fucking thing, dude?
What if okay, he's gonna make an AI version of Greta, but have her be extremely right wing and go up against herself.
Look, man, we got the capability. We could probably pull that off now.
Yeah, true.
Interview her on the show, but it's AI, but it's super right wing, and we're like trying to stop her, you know? Like, hey, come down.
Like, no, Greta, you've gone too far.
Shit, dude.
We don't need a coal plant in every town.
No. We don't have to strip my national parks. We're good.
She's like, I know there's cobalt down there. We need it.
I used to have like a running joke when I had like when I was doing like a little bit of like open mics and stuff, like stand-up comedy, like a few times I've done it or whatever. And dude, like I'm not gonna go through the entire because it's a long setup, but like one of the punchlines essentially was like, I will strip mine a national park if it means turning a profit. Like I don't give a fuck. That's when like all the fracking stuff was like being a huge deal with like Trump.
Oh
like, yeah. So like I was just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Dude. This is America, dude. We know what we're about. We just talk about banging pussy and fracking all day. That's all it is, dude. Oh, dude, fuck. All right, man. So this kind of wraps into it because Alex Jones is a part of like, he's cool with Elon. Like him and Elon are getting cool as fuck here lately. I didn't realize that they actually talk a lot more than what's like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, at least recently since he's come back on the platform and stuff. He did like so Alex Jones, obviously, you know, anyone listening to this knows exactly who we're talking about, so I don't need to explain. But freaking, he did an interview with Tucker Carlson for on X. I keep talking about X. It's like the only place you can go where you can actually like say whatever the fuck you want, you know. But And he was just talking about like, being back on there, like getting back on and shit that he's been going through and stuff like that, man.
He's like, woo, feels so good.
Yeah, dude. And it's a good interview. I'll say the first 45 minutes are like legit. The last 45 minutes, the real Alex Jones comes out, dude. And if you want to get a chuckle in, pop a few brewskis, pop some popcorn, watch that last 45 minutes and just look at Tucker Carlson's like facial reactions, dude. Because like Alex Jones, like he starts like legit. He's talking about all his legal cases, like all this other stuff, things that, you can prove very easy that are happening in the world. Mm-hmm. And then eventually he starts going into like us being like interdimensional beings and like trying to reach a higher path and like all this other shit. And it's just like, and then like anytime he says some crazy shit, they would just pan to Tucker's face. And and Tucker has that one look. He's trying to be sincere and serious, but it just looks like, it almost looks like he has Down syndrome, honestly. He's just sitting there like, what the fuck am I hearing?
What have I opened up on this shit?
What have I created? But it's good. I don't know. So I've been watching a little bit of Alex Jones, man, coming on there. He just did his like first legit episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got on there because he's made a bunch of documentaries, right? Like movies. Mm-hmm. And so he got on there, kind of talked about all the shit that's going on in the world, like a lot of like the Ukraine stuff, shit happening in Israel, and then I mean, there's other shit like taking place too, man. Like we haven't even like there's shit going down in Spain right now, dude. But fucking, we'll be here 4 hours. You really start getting into all this, but it's a good show. But he released one of his like big documentaries that took him like 2 years to make called Endgame, and it's about like the global elitist like overall agenda and how we're in the final stages.
Oh shit!
Of like a total like world domination. And dude, so he just did his little interview, like talked about it for 15 minutes, and he was like, I'm releasing it for free to the public, and he just put it on there. So you can go on X and watch it, dude.
Damn, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. It's wild, dude. Like, it's wild. It goes through like the lineage of the Rothschild like family and like how they got all their money and like all this other shit. Like, it's pretty good, man. But yeah, man, Alex Jones don't fuck around, man. That dude is legit. I'm so glad that motherfucker made a comeback, dude.
Yeah.
But he did, so he's trying to do, I can't remember what he said. I want to say he was trying to do like one solid episode a week, right? Which his episodes are like hours long.
Yeah.
Like that. Bro, I know we talk a lot.
That dude can rant.
My man can fucking talk, dude. I bet he can get in an argument with a fucking fence post. I really think he could.
Oh,
like,
for
he
sure.
Find that shit,
And he would have the 20 pages of paperwork for his argument.
I have the fucking documents to prove it, And so anyway, goddamn. All right, like, dude. All right. So, sorry, dude. I start getting overwhelmed. I get like all these like 10 things go through my fucking head. Like I'm like, oh, Alex, he said this, he did this, or whatever. So I'm trying to get it all out like in a coherent fucking way at least. But yeah, man. So he goes on and he was like talking about, I think he wants to do like one episode a week, and then I think like every day or every other day he wants to release like a 5 to 15 minute like snippet of like, here's the meat and potatoes of what's happening in the world. Here's the news. This is what's going. Which is really what most people don't have 3 hours to sit there and listen to a whole fucking episode, So if he does that, that'll be good. But he released a couple minute video the other day, dude, and we don't have it pulled up, but he was talking about all the shit that's happening in the world and how like World War III is happening. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about all these troops, man, like in NATO countries are getting mobilized, and like the United States government is actively preparing for like to send troops to Israel. And that sounds like a conspiracy theory, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna say some shit.
Anytime we're dumping money at something, we're having some people over there.
I'm gonna say some shit, and I'm not gonna say names or whatever. Friend of mine got a friend. Like, all right, so I know in my life, I know four guys that were either infantry or are actively infantry in the army, right? One guy, his training is being accelerated in preparation just in case they have to go. So like, I don't know how long, I can't remember how long the training is on top of my head, but let's just say it was like 6 months. They're cutting it down to like 4 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I don't know, a little bit of that connections back from like the DOD days and stuff, man. But like, dude, that shit, that 2-minute clip that Alex Jones released, I was like, he's on to something, man. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. But I don't know. I really think some real shit's going to come down the pipe soon, man. But fucking who knows, Yeah, it's the world we live in. But I do like, he did rant about Joe Biden, which was like fucking hilarious. Because Alex Jones has like a anonymous like whistleblower like site. Like you can literally go onto his page on Infowars.com and you can submit a story or whatever information and he'll keep it anonymous.
Yeah.
And it's like encrypted and all this other shit and everything too, man. Supposedly it's like legit. But he had a Secret Service agent, so he claims. He knows a Secret Service agent that literally just says like Biden, like they pump him with amphetamines in the morning and they give him like downers at night so he can go to sleep. And that he just wanders the like White House butt ass naked and has no idea where he's at and what's going on. And they were like, this happens like all the, like he literally is just like senile. Like just is like, oh, like where am I? Like what's going on? Like, you know, like fucking can't even talk half the time and shit.
I can picture him being like passed out. They come in there like 5 a.m. Wake up! Sorry, they inject him with a fucking EpiPen. They're like,
what the fuck? Jonah Hill and get him to the green.
First press conference in 6 minutes, you piece of shit. Wake up.
Slap him in the face, throw some cold water.
They've got like a chicken in there.
Just a fucking Nigerian witch doctor.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. We're trying to do whatever we can that works, man. Doing some like voodoo
They're
shit.
making him huff cat piss and stuff. We're like, come on.
Those little ammonia tablets you break or whatever too. Like, come on, man, get up.
Fucking smelling salts.
God damn it, you gotta meet the dude. You gotta go suck Zelensky's dick in 10 minutes, dude. We need you out there, you know.
We need you primed and ready to go, boy.
Dude, we fucking speaking of like Ukraine and all that stuff, man. So the last round of like mostly Dems trying to send Ukraine money or whatever got fucking knocked down in Congress.
Good.
They were like, nope, like we're not sending it. I think it lost only by like 1 vote actually, but don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was 1 vote.
As long as it fucking got shot down, that's what.
But I think it was like 60 billion they went in and sent them. And then like if you look, that got shot down, and then because I follow Biden on X, but the funny part is Biden's on X. Like he had such a problem with the platform. Fuck off, dude. But anyway, fucking yeah, oh brother, I shit on it all the time. I'm always talking shit because like he'll post like, oh, all right, whatever. So the money gets shot down, and then all of a sudden, all this pro-Ukraine shit starts flooding in, and you could just tell like it's literally just trying to shape the minds of the American people to be like, and it's constantly like we need to support, like we will stand with Ukraine, like all this, like literally talking like we were in the fucking trenches.
Like, we
motherfucker. Like, yeah, dude, I get it, man. Your fucking oil field or whatever you got over there got blown up, man. But like, that ain't me, dog.
Yeah,
that's
like,
all you,
I
Joe.
have an electric bill due at the end of the month. I don't give a fuck what's going on in Ukraine right now.
Yeah, dude. And so like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's like, you know, we talked about it before, man. It's not the Ukrainian people, man. Like, obviously, dude, defend your shit, man. Like, 100%.
Yeah.
But
don't expect us to do it.
Governments and shit, like, no, fuck, man. Like, they're so fucking crooked and stuff, dude. You can't even trust them.
And again, like we've said, those people don't get none of that fucking money. So that sending them billions of dollars is just straight bullshit.
Yeah.
The average citizen doesn't see a goddamn thing out of that.
Yeah, dude. When I started seeing like pictures and like news stories coming out from like overseas news, not American news, because we didn't cover that shit.
Oh yeah.
They were catching those parliament members literally flying out of the country with duffel bags.
Yeah, dude.
$100 bills banded up, $10,000 stacks. Like, it's
and Zelensky and his wife flying to fucking New York on a private jet and going to the goddamn Gucci and Louis store, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, like, fuck you, man. You know, which I mean, I get like, you know, I mean, in war, like, there's, I don't know, man. People call for like fucking war. In war, there are small luxuries. Like, you even look at it.
Even if it's honest, that's a bad fucking look.
yeah, no, 100%. I'm not saying he should be like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, but like you know, like you even see like historically, like, you know, fucking shit could be going bad, like whatever. I mean, I'm talking about wars over even the last like couple hundred years. You know, they'll have moments where it's like, oh, like we're gonna have a nice dinner. You know what I mean? Like there's little things like that,
man,
or whatever.
Fuck that, man. They
or
need
we'll
to be
have
like
R&R.
a captain. They go down with their shit up there with their troops every fucking day. Like,
or like R&R, you know, like a lot of guys down range will send back up range for like, you know.
Yeah, but President Zelensky didn't fucking do nothing. He's over there wasting our goddamn money.
God damn it, dude.
For the troops.
Yeah, I know. I do love those memes that are coming out where it's just him like shoulders shrug, hands open. He's like, is this a bad time to ask for another billion?
Yeah.
Like when all the Israel shit was like popping off. It's like, fuck. People are fucking tired of it, man, because they're starting to wake up. They're like, yo, dude, like we're over $33 trillion in debt. Over that, dude. And it's like,
Dude, as
keep
far as
cutting all
I'm
these
like,
checks and-
yeah, all of that shit is a goddamn charity organization, and we all know how charities fucking are ran. It's a goddamn scam.
Like, if you really start looking into like the majority of charities, like less than 10% actually makes it to the people they're trying to fucking support.
In some instances, like 1%.
Yeah.